Is it looking?
Man, you good right now.
Okay,
Just
for
tell me
sure.
your name, brother.
My name is Kentrell Killings, man.
And where we at right now, Kentrell?
Right now we by the lake in Oakland, California. You know what I mean?
Do all of Oakland look this beautiful, brother?
Not at all, brother. Not at all. There's somebody else's backyard right here, man.
Okay.
But, you know, I come from 5 minutes on the other side of the road, man. West Oakland. You know, it ain't so pretty over there, man. So,
Yes, sir. Hey, you said something really powerful, though, brother. You said that you would bring the west side of Oakland to the east side of Oakland. You remember when you said that?
Absolutely.
Why would you do that, man?
Man, you know what? One of the things that I learned, I'm a former participant in programs, man. One of the programs I got involved in high school was the West Oakland Violence Prevention Program, man, where we did conflict mediation and dispute management. And one of the things I found so powerful, man, was tapping into the relationships, even with folks who was in conflict, using the cousins who wasn't necessarily a part of the funk to help spread messages of peace, or vice versa, or at least just to bring the neutral, you know, family together. So one of the things that I learned, man, early on in the work, man, is expanding individuals' network. You know what I mean? Because a lot of folks are so, you know, locked into where they from, you know, limited to the 5 blocks from where they surrounded, you know, that taking some cats from West Oakland just to the east, man, you know, in a way to just show them into other individuals who was about something positive. That in itself, man, expanded these dudes' network. You know what I mean?
Do you think it saved any lives, brother?
I totally believe it saved lives, and I'm gonna give you an example of it. About right before the pandemic, I got a call from 2 of my youngsters, and it was a Saturday night, man. Dude called me about 10, 11 o'clock at night, answered the phone, wasn't a number I recognized, but I answered the phone anyway. Pick up, youngster say, "Hey, I'm at the bar." He said, "You ain't gonna never guess who I'm here with." I said, "Well, who you with?" He said, "I'm with Tay." I said, "Tay who?" He said, "Vontae." I said, "Man," he said, "we sitting here talking about how 10 years ago, brother, you had us in that group and you told us the importance of forming relationships and how we never know how we might end up linking up later on." This dude, man, is in Texas, been in Texas for the last 9 years, man, doing good, doing well with his life. These cats have been a part of a program together 10 years ago, but they still in communication, man. I'm intentionally mixed up groups from the north, from the east, from the west, people who was funking, you know what I mean? At the same time, brought them cats and took them to different places out of town and, you know, on what we would call learning excursions, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just to get them out the environment and let them be exposed to something else, you know, and have an opportunity to get into some deep dialogue where they ain't got to be, you know, worrying about who walking behind me or who doing what.
Right. You ain't got nothing but some ducks back here
man.
behind
So
you
we
right
was
now,
really, you know, thoughtful, man, about the impact that we could have, you know, just one, getting folks out of the neighborhood that they was from, but then to your point earlier, in terms of just taking cats from one side of the town and networking with the other cats, man, it's a lifelong journey, you know. Some of these cats was funking with folks.
Well, how long you been doing this, man?
Man, I've been doing this work since 1994. I came a part of the program as a participant. I had a big fight at school. They was going to kick me out. Said the only way you can stay is you got to go through this mediation. And in that process,
what school you went to out here, brother?
Climate's High School, man. School of the champions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You
know how it go, man.
Yeah,
that ain't gang banging. I'm just giving up.
Yeah, in LA that
means
means something totally different,
you know
man.
what I mean?
You know, that's mafia for life, right there.
See,
But it ain't no question,
It's
brother.
all
I know what you're doing. That's why I'm talking to you,
sure.
brother. You know, I don't want to say who you are because I can't say who you are, but you remind me of me.
Wow.
And that's why, you know, the things that I do in LA, I see you doing out here in Oakland.
Yes,
so I
sir.
just wanted to highlight that, brother, that you are a peacemaker,
Yes,
brother.
sir, brother.
And if you go into a situation and peace isn't there, brother, do you think you have it with you?
Man, I got it with me every time I show up, brother.
Yes,
and the ability to at least just pass the message in that one moment might slow down somebody else from what they thought they was getting ready to go do. It might not stop the violence at that particular moment, but if I just get a few minutes of you to think, now we just put something else into your mix versus all I had was the option to go knock somebody down.
Right.
So we always trying to continue to create opportunities where young men, young women all across the city can recognize that you got way more options than what you limited yourself to.
Right, so let me ask you this. The
Yes, sir.
dynamics in Oakland, is it the same as LA? I don't know if you know the dynamics. You know, we primarily Bloods and Crips, and right now Bloods is killing more Bloods and Crips is killing more Crips. We done stopped fighting each other, and you know, and we have black and brown issues for the last 20 years, and they coming to an end, except in Compton right now. Compton, they still going. What are some of the dynamics out here in Oakland?
We got a lot of the politics. I grew up where it was just turfs, you know what I'm saying? You from particular sides of the town, you know what I mean, for certain blocks, and now the new, you know, culture is they've adopted some of that gang mentality, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where a lot of these cats is, you know, we call them the alphabet gangs, you know, are the number clicks, right?
Right.
Because it's all about they little small groups of, letters that define their groups or a particular number that they associate with. And so what we seeing is that violence is mobile now, you know what I mean? Because there ain't no restriction to, oh, I'm from West Side, so I only deal with West Side and we only funkin' with certain. Now these cats is all over the place, man. They riding around, they going from city to city, they linking up with other cities. So we got cats who connected all the way from Los Angeles to Sacramento, wrapped up in some of this crazy nonsense with some of the gang violence. But it's spreading, man. It's spreading like wildfire. And so we really trying to, hone in on some of those authentic principles that we come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is, we really community oriented, man. And it's hard to kill a brother who you got strong relationships with and know that we tied to a larger community. You know what I mean? So we remind them of the grandmamas and the aunties who still kick it, but yeah, y'all funkin'. You know what I mean? So we try to put the emphasis, take their power away, man, and put the power back in the family, that unit, which is where we all came from. All our communities is made up of a whole bunch of families. Man. So we trying to remind these young dudes, man,
it's the
that
same
it's all
thing
about
in LA,
families.
man.
You know what I mean? So,
same thing in LA. Everybody cousins got the same grandmama, all that.
Because we to that point that you make it, we literally got young men who are from one particular side, but their mama, is from over here, but she got a baby by the cat from the enemy hood. You know what I mean? So you literally got youngsters out here shooting at first cousins.
Right. Yes, sir.
You know
Same
what I mean?
in LA.
First cousins,
so let me ask you this, brother. I'm in closing, man. How can people get in touch with you, man? If they want, if somebody just moved to Oakland, right? And they say a woman moved to Oakland, her dude ain't working, and her son acting a fool in school, man, need your help and guidance. How can they get in touch with you, brother?
510-830-9478. Been my number for 25 years, brother.
Is there an agency or organization?
I work for the Department of Violence Prevention, City of Oakland, GK Killings at oaklandca.gov. That's our email. Again, these phones stay on all the time. We always accessible. And guess what? If I can't be the one to directly serve you, I'm gonna put you in contact with somebody who's gonna go just as hard as I would, knowing that we all represent the same community and we work hard to do the changes that we trying to see in this community.
But let me ask you a question. By you saying that, brother, do one of us represent all of us?
You know what? It is difficult, man. But at the end of the day, one of us represents all of us, man. One of us has the potential to bring some positive light to the work, but also has the potential to bring some negative light. And so I think all of us, like you came down here with a whole spiel that everything you said, man, I was vibing with because it feel like it's my mode of operation. So I met a cat who moved just like I moved from a totally different side of town, 2 different generations. So absolutely, man, I believe we all represent.
And Ludacris was the first to say that. When you move, I move, brother.
Yes, sir.
Just like that.
Man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.
You too, good brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.